Live from Vancouver, Canada, back with this week's celebrity news. It's Bvtw. It's your boy Blue here, your host for tonight. We're back for broadcast number 4, ready to give you some more. Today we're opening up the broadcast with a couple of stories in the world of crime. Police are on the lookout for a guy known as the Hot Burglar. He's currently wanted by the West Yorkshire Police Department and every straight woman on the internet. Sources say houses all across the UK have unlocked their doors, and many women have been reporting cases of having their back door smashed in by the man. In some cases, multiple times in one night. People have, of course, been comparing him to the other famous mugshot man, Jeremy Meeks, who ended up being a model thanks to his internet fame. I think I'm still Team Meeks on this one. What does everyone else think? Leave your opinions below. Next up, the former head of a Swiss bank was in the news after being accused of illegal trades, enrichment, fraud, and mismanagement. Apparently, over the years, he spent over $300,000 at strip clubs, bars, and nightclubs and claimed them as business expenses. So that's why the bank wanted me to pay in 1s and 5s. Now that COVID has all the clubs shut down, they're actually going to be doing Zoom calls with a Pornhub tab open and a Spotify playlist of trashy club music turned up to 100. I guess that's why everyone wants a Swiss bank account. In Canada, all we get is a box of Timbits that we get to eat while we watch the Ice Girls shovel snow at the hockey game. And finally, we've got some celebrity crime news as NBA Youngboy was in trouble last week after a SWAT team raided his house, seized multiple guns, and arrested 3 of his friends. Neither him or his mom were arrested, though. Cops say it's because he's just a young boy. He didn't know any better. This is, of course, after NBA Youngboy was released from prison in October after serving time in a gun case. Sources say if he's in the news one more time, he'll be forced to change his name to NFL Youngboy. Kanye is in the news yet again with some wild accusations, saying that Pete Davidson has AIDS. But I don't think Kanye is to blame here. He was just concerned. He went over to WebMD to look up Pete's symptoms and he saw, well, skin problems? Check. Looks like Skeletor? Yup. Gotta be full-blown AIDS. You know, people keep talking about Kanye and they wanted to make some kind of crazy song about Pete. Honestly, I can't wait to see Pete's next stand-up special. Can you imagine all the insane stories he's got now? He's just chilling there in the corner of the room watching the Kardashians, Jeff Bezos, basically every famous person you can imagine, and then Kanye is saying all this kind of stuff? Unreal. I can't wait. In other celebrity news, Jason Isaacs, better known as Lucius Malfoy from Harry Potter, was in the news after talking about a story from his younger days. One time when he was sick, he had just put some Vapor-Rub on his chest and then decided to play with his snake. He then jumped out of bed screaming and said it was the worst pain he's ever been in. You know, I've actually heard of a fun new technique. You start off with the Vapor-Rub, then you use Drake's hot sauce technique. I like to call it the Icy-Hot. Shaq swears by it. Let me know in the comments how it goes for you. Next, we've got an update on my fave reality TV star, Chrishell Stause. Of course, she's from Selling Sunset. Love that show. Love her. Apparently, after her recent breakup with her co-star and boss, Jason Oppenheim, and of course her divorce from Justin Hartley, she actually really wants to date someone who's not a huge celebrity. Honestly, I don't have a joke for this one. I'd just like to say that I'm single, I have a bachelor's degree, a 1-year-old husky, and I'm not famous. Not yet, at least. I'd love to hear from you sometime. Maybe we could watch a sunset. I had to throw a pun in there somewhere. Hey Loki, what do you think of Chrishell from Selling Sunset? She's my fave. Now that we've heard from our favorite furry co-host, we've got a bunch of animal-related stories in the news this week. First, we've got an insane story out of Pennsylvania as a truck of 100 monkeys crashed on the highway and a couple of them escaped. I haven't seen anything like this since I watched Madagascar 2. Crazy movie that one was. The animals talk and dance, plus there was a sexy hippo man. Wild stuff. They were actually on their way to a CDC quarantine facility when all this happened. This is it, folks. COVID-22. Get your toilet paper and gas. Lock your doors. It's all downhill from here. In the end, the CDC actually said that all of the monkeys were euthanized after the incident. I don't know why, but I can only assume that it's because of those monkey NFTs all over the place. It's been said that every time a crypto bro buys a monkey NFT, a real monkey dies. Aww. That's just the way it works, folks. I can't make this stuff up. Next, we've got another golf story in the news this week. Not from Australia this time, but down in Arizona. While on the course, some golfers caught a bobcat on camera hunting down a flock of birds and actually ended up catching one on video. Whew, man. That reminds me of the time that I was attacked by a cougar. I could see it was following me, stalking me down, then out of nowhere, jumped me, got its claws into me, dragged me right into the bathroom at the club. Wild stuff. First we had giant crabs attacking our shafts, now we've got cougars on the prowl. Watch out, boys, your balls aren't safe out there. Now it's time for everyone's favorite news segment, This Week in Florida. This week in Florida, a couple of guys were fishing out down by the lake and got a huge surprise. One of them was doing his thing and he felt like he hooked something heavy. He was really putting up a fight with it, then it flopped on the deck, the body of a 40-year-old man. They thought they had reeled in a huge catfish. Turns out it was just Dave from accounting. Dave, always a prankster. After reeling him in, the two men posed with their trophy for Instagram and of course their profiles for Tinder. Hey ladies, caught this 180-pounder off the coast of Florida with my bro. He now has him hanging on a plaque in his living room. I'm just kidding, everyone. Because of the fishing laws on that lake, they had to release Dave back into the lake, where he's happily been promoted to middle management. That brings us to the end of the news this week. If you've got any new stories you want me to cover for next week, shoot me a message or leave a comment below. And of course, this whole show makes fun of everyone. I want everyone else to join in. Leave your jokes in the comments below, down in the war zone as I like to call it. Put your own jokes about what I've talked about today, or even make some jokes about me. If I like what you've done, you might see your post on Twitter, Instagram, or maybe even a video in the future. But that's it for tonight. Thanks for watching. See you next week. And remember, stay true to you. Stay blue.